I want to show you the body composition analysis results of an individual who was doing OMAD, which is 1 meal a day. In addition to doing OMAD, he was listening to a lot of not so great information he had found online. This person initially came in to see me in April of 2023, and what he explains to me is that he used to be about 190 pounds, and he's lost a significant amount of weight over the past 6 months, and how he's done so is by doing OMAD, eating only 1 meal a day. He also was making that meal primarily carnivore. Now you're probably like, oh, okay, great, he lost from 190 to 165, but let's take a look at that fat mass and muscle mass. So really quick, let me just remind you that fat mass and muscle mass are not gonna add up to the total weight because there's more things in the body than just fat and than just muscle. What I also put at the very top is the normal ranges. Those are ranges based on population data about someone who is around his age and height should have around that fat mass and around that muscle mass. Now, what we see is that his muscle mass is significantly lower than that normal range. What we also saw in our metabolic test is that his metabolism was really low. It was a little below 1,300 calories as a resting metabolic rate, which is pretty low for a 5'11" guy. In addition to doing OMAD, he was also exercising 5 or 6 days a week, doing primarily strength training. So it's pretty alarming how low his muscle mass is and how low his metabolic rate is. So needless to say, we've got to get this guy taking in quite a bit more food. Luckily, he was receptive, especially after seeing all of this data. So we got him taking in closer to 3,000 calories per day, and he stopped doing OMAD entirely. So then from April to May, we see some really good improvements. We see muscle came up about 2.5 pounds, which is awesome in just a month. Fat mass came up slightly, but we're not really concerned there given how much muscle he gained, and things were looking really good. Now from May to June, we see a little bit different of a story. Now we had the same recommendations. I told him I want you to stick with about 3,000 calories. I want you to keep eating 3 meals a day. This is working for you. We're seeing great improvements in muscle. Keep on keeping on. He decided to not do that. So apparently he did that for the first week or two, but then he kind of fell off and he went back to not eating as much. And he only ate 2 meals per day instead of the 3 that we said, which of course brought down calories. In addition to that, throughout this month time period, he also did a 6-day fast. He had seen online somewhere that it's good to do prolonged fasts, so he did a 6-day fast. And then about a week after that, so not right after the fast, but another week had gone by and then he came back. He came in for his body composition, and what we see is that his muscle mass had dropped so much. Not only did he lose all of the muscle that we had built, but he also lost more than when he first came in, and he only lost 0.1 pounds of fat. I'm pointing this out today because I know a lot of times online, things like that can be really convincing. People are like, oh yeah, you've got to fast, you've got to do that. What we're not considering is the internal impact it has on the body, like this loss of muscle mass. He's going to have to spend likely a few months rebuilding that muscle mass. And all of that to say, we're still well below that normal range. So he's got a long way to go. Needless to say, fasting was not the right decision for him.